Hello viewers, welcome to my YouTube channel Physics with Rishikesh. Today we will start a new chapter, that is lens, but we will complete the total conceptual portion of lens in the next video class. So we will discuss the total concept of lens in two videos. Today we will discuss about some basic concept, some definitions and the lens maker's formula. Okay, so watch the video till the end, share with your friends and subscribe my channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon. Let's start.
In this video, we will discuss elaborately about lens. Hence, first of all, we have to know the definition of a lens. A lens is nothing but a transparent medium bounded by two of which at least one surface is curved. The curved surface can be spherical, cylindrical, etc. Okay? Lens is mainly of two types. It is one is convex lens and the other is concave lens. A convex lens converges the incident rays and a concave lens diverges the incident rays. Convex lens converges the incident rays, and concave lens it diverges the incident rays, that is functionally incident rays, that is functionally convex lens and concave lens are opposite. Now let us discuss about some types of lens. This is a biconvex lens. Biconvex. Please note down with me. Here the two sides are spherical. If one of the reflecting surfaces is plane, it is then plano-convex lens. Plano-convex. Okay. Now this is, we all know, the concavo-convex lens. Now this is the figure of biconcave lens. Biconcave. If one of the reflecting surfaces is plane, then it is plano-concave lens. And lastly, this is convexo-concave. Convexo-concave lens. Okay. Now, as there are two spherical surfaces, hence there will be two center of curvatures and there will be two corresponding radii of curvature. Now this is my biconvex lens. Okay. Suppose this is the reflecting surface 1, this is surface 1 and this is the reflecting surface 2. So the center of curvature of surface 1 will be C1. This is the center of curvature, and the center of curvature of this surface, that is the reflecting surface 2, will be C2, and the radii of curvature is what? This is a part of a sphere. Okay, so this radius will be the radius of curvature R1, and this surface is also a part of a sphere, hence this distance is known as the radii of curvature. Okay. Now the line joining C1 and C2 is known as the principal axis of the lens. This is the principal axis. Principal axis of the lens. The center of the thin lens which is on the principal axis. This is the principal axis and this is the center of the lens. This center is known as the optical center. Optical center. Understand? Okay. Now, what will be the principal focus? In general, we define two principal focus for a lens. That is, number one, first principal focus, and number two is second principal focus. But whenever we'll say the principal focus, you have to consider the second principal focus for a lens. Now, the definition of first principal focus. Definition means what is actually the first principal focus. An object point for which the image is formed at infinity. This is the first principal focus. This is an object point for which image is formed at infinity. Okay. Now, suppose there is a biconvex lens. This is the principal axis. Okay. Here is my object. Light rays emits and incident on the lens. After reflection, the light rays follows this path, so they become parallel. If they become parallel, they will meet at infinity. Okay, such that the image will be formed at infinity. In this case, the object position is known as the first principal focus. It is denoted by F1. Okay. Now, this is my biconcave lens. Okay. Similar diagram for the concave lens. After reflection, they become parallels and they are supposed to meet at the point F1. Okay. So F1 is the first principal focus for the biconcave lens, and after reflection the light beams become parallel, so they are supposed to meet at infinity, so the image will be formed at infinity. Okay, so F1 is the first principal focus. Now discuss about the second principal focus. What is a second principal focus? A second principal focus is nothing but an image point for an object at infinity. An image point for an object at infinity. Suppose an object is placed at infinity, then the light emitted from the object will be parallel to each other. Okay, they will be parallel to each other. Now we know the convex lens converges the incident rays. Now it converges the rays at this point. Okay, so this is the image point. This is known as the second principal focus, as the object is placed at infinity. Okay, similar diagram for the biconcave lens. This is the principal axis. The object is placed at infinity, so the rays will be incident parallelly on the lens. Now they will be divergent. Okay, because we know the concave lens diverges the incident rays. Okay, produce these two lines, they will meet at this point, and this point is known as the second principal focus, F2. Naturally, we will discuss mainly about the second principal focus for a lens. Now, we have the primary concept, the focal length, the sign convention of the focal length. We know the focal length for a convex lens is positive. The focal length of a concave lens is negative, and the focal length for a plane reflecting surface is infinity. Okay? Now, aperture. What is an aperture? Very much similar to our camera. The effective diameter of light transmitting area is called aperture. The effective diameter of light transmitting area. If light is incident on a lens, the effective diameter of the light transmitting area is known as the aperture. Now, the intensity of the image is directly proportional to the aperture square. If you increase the aperture, then the intensity of the image will be rapidly increased. Okay? Now, the next point is the power of a lens. Power of a lens. The power of a lens is defined as the ability of a lens to deviate the path of the ray passing through it. The ability of a lens to deviate the path of the ray passing through it. We know the mathematical form of the power of a lens is given by P equal to 1 by F. If F is expressed in meter, this is equal to 100 by F if F is expressed in centimeter. Okay? The unit of power is known as diopter, which is written as D. Now, we will discuss about the lens formula. We will not derive this formula. Actually, the formula for a mirror is given by 1 by V plus 1 by U equal to 1 by F, right? We know it. But in lens formula, this sign will be negative. So, 1 by F equal to 1 by V minus 1 by U. This is the lens formula where V is the image distance, U is the object distance, and F is the focal length of the lens. Okay? Now, let us discuss about the type of the lens, position of the object, position of the image, nature of the image formed, and magnification. First of all, we have to know the definition of magnification. What is magnification? Magnification is nothing but the ratio of the size of the image to the size of the object. Okay? Now consider first the convex lens. If the object is placed at infinity, the image will be formed at the second principal focus, and the nature of the image formed will be real, inverted, and very small, and magnification very less than -1. This is a biconvex lens of which F is the second principal focus. This is twice F. Now the object is placed at infinity, that is the rays coming out from the object will be parallel to each other, and that will be parallel to the principal axis. They will be meet at the second principal focus F. So if the object is placed at infinity, the image will be formed at V equal to F. Okay? Now if U is placed at twice F, greater than twice F, then V will be formed in between F and 2F, where capital F is the second principal focus. Second principal focus. Okay? the image will be real inverted and very small, and magnification will be less than -1. If the object is placed at twice f, then the image will be formed at the same place, that is v equal to twice f, and it will be real, inverted and equal in size, so the magnification will be -1. Now if the object is placed in between f and twice f, then the image will be formed greater than twice f, and its nature will be real, inverted and large. M will be greater than -1. Now if the object is placed at the second principal focus, then the position of the image will be at infinity. You can consider the similarity that when the object is placed at infinity, the image will be formed at the second principal focus, and when the object is placed at the second principal focus, the image will be formed at the infinity. Okay, its nature will be real, inverted and very large, where m is greater -1. Now the last case is if the object is placed in between the optical center and focus, then the image will be formed at the same side as that of the object. Okay, and it will be virtual, erect, large, where m will be equal to greater than 1. In each case except the last one, you can see the nature of the image is real and inverted, okay, but when the object is placed in between the optical center and the focus, the image will be virtual and erect. Okay, erect means there will be no inversion of the object, but when the object is placed in between the optical center and focus, the magnification will be greater than +1. Okay, now consider the second lens, that is the concave lens. When the object is placed at infinity, the image will be formed at f, that is the second principal focus, and the nature of the image will be virtual, erect and point size. M will be very less than +1. If the object is placed anywhere on the principal axis, then the image will be formed in between the optical center and the focus, and it will be virtual, erect and small. In that case, the magnification will be less than +1. So you can conclude that for concave lens, the image will be always virtual and erect, and the magnification will be less than +1. Now move on to the next part. Now we will discuss about the lens maker formula. Lens maker's formula. We all know that a lens is made of glass. Suppose a lens is placed in air, then its focal length will be given by, according to lens maker's formula, 1/f equal to mu minus 1 into 1/r1 minus 1/r2, where r1 and r2 are the radii of curvature of the first and second refracting surfaces. Okay, and mu is the refractive index of the material of the lens, and f is the focal length. Now for biconvex lens, this is my diagram of the biconvex lens. Okay, the radius of curvature for this surface is given by r1 equal to r. This is the direction of the light ray, and the radius of curvature of the second surface will be given by r2 equal to minus r, since it is in the opposite direction of the progression of light. Okay, in that case the focal length will be given by f equal to r divided by 2 into mu minus 1. Okay, now for plano convex lens, this is the diagram of my plano convex lens. We know this is the first refracting surface, which is a plane surface, so the radius of curvature of this surface is given by r1 equal to infinity, and the radius of curvature of the curved surface is given by r2 equal to minus r, since it is in the opposite direction of the progression of light. So the focal length will be given by f equal to r divided by mu minus 1. Okay, now consider a biconcave lens. Biconcave lens. This is the biconcave lens. Here, this is the first refracting surface, but if we complete this sphere, the radius of curvature will be negative minus r, and the radius of curvature of this surface will be plus r. Clear? So the focal length will be given by f equal to r divided by minus 2 into mu minus 1. And last case, plano-concave lens. For a plano-concave lens, this is the first refracting surface where r1 equal to infinity, and this is the second refracting surface where r2 equal to r. If we complete this sphere, the radius of curvature will be r, but it is in the direction of the propagation of light, so it will be positive. Hence the focal length will be given by f equal to r divided by mu minus 1. Here will be a negative sign, minus r divided by mu minus 1. Okay, now we will discuss about the Newton's formula. This is the last part of this video. Newton's formula. What does the Newton's formula say? If the object distance and image distance are measured from the first and second principal foci instead of the optical center, then f square will be equal to x1 into x2, where x1 is the object distance from the first principal foci and x2 is the image distance from the second principal focus. Okay, consider a biconvex lens. This is my object. Okay, a ray of light follow this path and another ray of light follows this path. They will meet at this point. Okay, this is my f, second principal focus. So this is also my f. According to Newton's formula, if the object distance from the focus is x1 and the image distance from the focus is x2, then the focal length of this length will be given by f square equal to x1 into x2. So thank you for watching this video. In the next video we will discuss the remaining portion of lens. Okay, share with your friends and subscribe my channel. Thank you.